Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us on this beautiful evening for the Christchurch Pump Track Challenge. Remember, all this incredible mountain bike action is coming to you 100% free of charge. So just do the right thing, smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep bringing you more and more mountain bike action. Before we get stuck into it, we're just gonna take a look at a few of the highlight riders we've seen from this festival so far.
Yeah, the first person who pops to mind is Lockie Stevens-McNabb. He absolutely dominated the downhill, the redemption downhill this afternoon. He came down in a scorching time of 3:56, which was actually quicker than he broke the 4-minute barrier, which we wasn't sure if that was even possible. But it's actually not about Lockie tonight, it's about the Pump Track Challenge. And we have someone who I'm really excited to see, Geordie Scott.
Yeah, Geordie Scott, she comes here all the way from the United States, and she's an absolute staple on the Crankworx World Tour. She's been a runner-up in the Queen of Crankworx race before, and she's a pump track specialist, so we're gonna see her battling it out again with one of our other major athletes, none other than the Queen of Crankworx, Martha Gill. She's been up to a little bit of different stuff in the off-season this year. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So she's just come down to New Zealand for her off-season to get some training in, and she's just launched her new program, which is called Lucid, and it's basically a pro team and a development team, and she helps to nurture these riders through, give them a platform to perform on the Crankworx World Tour. So I think she's going to be competing really well, knowing that she's helping out and giving back.
Yeah, and she's gonna need to be, because she's also facing off tonight against the current pump track world champion, Sabina Korsakova. She's been on an absolute heater, so she won that title back in November. We've seen her smash it at other Crankworx pump track events, so we can't wait to see how the action unfolds, especially in this elite women's final tonight. And for those who don't know, we had the downhill this morning. The pump track has a little bit of a different format. How does pump track work for those new to it, Charlie?
Well, basically it's a head-to-head format, so both riders will go at the same time. The gate will drop and they'll take off around this course. So it's one lap, and you have to do a lap on the left and a lap on the right, swapping sides with your competitor, and the shortest overall time wins. So there's different features, there's berms, there's rollers, and there's a scrub wall to finish, and the finish line is right here behind us in the flat area after that scrub wall.
And so if you're just joining us, welcome. If you're already tuned in this earlier today, welcome back. We're here with the Christchurch Pump Track Challenge this evening. It's all go. We had an amazing qualifying round where we got to see some of the top riders in pump track go head to head. We had Toto, we had Ryan Gilchrist, and they're all putting down some incredible times. So we can't wait for the action this evening.
You know, I'm very excited. It's nice to be out here in Otatahi, Christchurch. We have a classic Canterbury, beautiful sunny afternoon, and it's dry and dusty with a little bit of wind that might affect the competition this afternoon. So we're gonna see how it all plays out and bring you the action very shortly.
100%.
So we are in Aotearoa, New Zealand, in Christchurch, and the festival has been kicking off already. So this is us live on the starting blocks, and very shortly we're going to have a look at the brackets. That is the rider matchup. So who's going to be going head to head in this first round? This is the quarterfinal round, and we do have the world champion on the right there, Sabina Korsakova.
And here we go. This is the women's elite bracket, starting off Sabina Korsakova against
Donna Head,
going into the second round.
We'll then have Winnie Goldsberry and Cassian Lewis, followed by Martha Gill, Georgia Hennis, and Geordie Scott and Ray Morrison to round out that Heat 4. So this is the first matchup of our quarterfinals. Like we said, we've already talked about it a lot. We have on the right-hand side of your screen the reigning current world champion, Sabina Korsakova. But don't count out Donna Head either.
And this gate start's going to be a super important part of the race. You can see the green split that's popped up on the screen for Sabina. That's a 1.4 second hole shot out of the gate. That's talking about how fast she can get down that first roll-in. And often, that's a huge indicator of what's going to happen in the round.
So like we see there, that's called a max differential, which means Donna was further behind than 1.5, but 1.5 is the maximum you can get over your competitor in the first matchup. And then when you swap sides, that's when we see if you can bring back that 1.5 second deficit.
Absolutely. So you can see on the replay here, these riders actually have no chain. So if you're puzzling why they haven't done a pedal stroke out of the gate, that's why they do that bit of a hop. They lean in onto the gate and use their body weight to accelerate themselves forward. And it's all about timing. It's such an art. And you can see when you get it done properly or well, you get that whole shot and it makes a massive difference. And that's what really set Sabine up for success in this first round.
That's exactly right. What's so impressive is how much speed they can generate without any pedaling on a flat track.
It's outrageous.
Okay, then we're going straight to the second matchup. Run 1 for Winnie Goldsberry and Cassian Lewis, ranked number 4 and 5. So Winnie just got off the downhill course, swapped bike, took her chain off, and got up here for the pump track. Cassian with a slightly better start than Winnie.
But just 0.1, so that's going to be tight. As they come out of this back corner, you can see that big roller out of the turn makes such a massive difference. And Winnie's pushing hard to hang on.
She's just off the back of Cassian's wheel, but only 0.3 of a second. So that's good. Coming to the second one, Winnie has a chance. If she can get 0.4 in front of Cassian, then she'll be walking away, or she'll be rolling straight into that next round, which will be the semi-final.
And you can see from this replay, we said the whole shot's really important, but just as important as that is getting that big berm along the backside done really well. Because if you don't carry your momentum into that last straight, that's where a lot of time can be made and lost. And
yeah, definitely.
Man, it's critical.
It's hard on that berm because you have to be right through the middle of it in the steepest part, so quite high, but without starting too low or finishing too low, so you keep your speed. We're coming into the next matchup now. We have Martha Gill and Georgia Hennis, ranked number 3 and 6.
And you've got Martha on riders left, Georgia on riders right.
Here they are, they're off.
Great start from Martha. They hold their speed through this big corner. Looks like Georgia's hanging on. She's doing a really good job to maintain that speed through that finish straight, over that big stall wall, scrub roller.
From Martha, almost 0.4 out of Georgia on run 1 of their quarterfinal matchup. So these guys have switched. Martha racing the downhill earlier as well. And now look at her putting 100% focus into this pump track course. Beautifully sculpted by the Trail Pro crew. You can see the village and the festival atmosphere here at the Christchurch Adventure Park in Ototahi.
Yeah, that's one of the most amazing things about the pump track event is that it's hard. You can't spectate a whole downhill race, but you can sit on the side of a track and see both riders in the pump track go head to head, catch all the action from start to finish, and you can sit in the bleachers and do it with a drink in your hand.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect spectator sport.
All right, we spoke about Geordie Scott earlier. She's fantastic. Did you see that bunny hop out of the gate and how much speed that's given her with that whole shot?
Ray is right, Ray's in. Oh no, Ray's just behind. So I'm getting my lefts and rights confused, but yeah, Geordie.
Looking so smooth.
Just showing us
a full second in a pump track that's almost, I think I read the stats, it's about 100 meters in length if you add up all the turns and the wiggles and everything. So
right,
it's actually a fair bit of work. For those at home who think, oh, that looks easy, it looks short. Imagine doing a 100-meter sprint twice,
yeah.
and then if you make it to the next round, twice again, and if you make it to the next round, twice again. So
yeah,
you're
exactly.
almost sprinting a kilometer.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's such high intensity. It is a sprint, so it takes everything out of you. We're going to come and have a look at the bracket now before we go into run 2.
And this is going to be run number 1 of our men's bracket.
No, we do have the women's bracket here, so we can just see how everything's sitting at the moment. As you just saw, we had the max differential with Korsakova, which is not surprising really from the world champion.
Yeah, she's looking so strong out there. You also have Lewis in the lead. We also have Gil in the lead and Geordie Scott leading their first runs going into round number 2.
And let's have a look at where we are in the world. We're in the beautiful Aotearoa, New Zealand. So we're zooming in here to the South Island of New Zealand into Otatahi, Christchurch, a little, well, quite a big town on the coast of New Zealand.
Best thing we grow in Otatahi, Christchurch? Time and space to play, so you can spend more time doing the things you love and connecting with the things that matter in a city that believes in balance. Grow with us.
So now we're going to get into run 1 for the men. We've just seen the first run fully completed for the female, and here is our bracket. So this is how the matchups are looking at the moment.
So just into the top 8, we've got Ryan Gilchrist up against Jaden Fleming. Jaden's, I think, a bit of a sleeper. He's seated in 8th here, but he's so fast on the pump track, so Ryan's still got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, and then in the heat 2, we have Tyler Waite against Tyler Clark. Kahodo Pene and Blinky in heat 3. Okay, so we are going to go up to the track now. We're going live to the first race in the round of 8, the quarterfinals for the male elite. There's Ryan Gilchrist looking laser focused.
Both lanes here. Ryan Gilchrist, defending king of Crankworx, going head-to-head with
Jaden Fleming on the left of your screen. Okay, drops.
You see the hop out of Gilchrist out of that gate, getting 0.1 on the whole shot. One of the craziest things is how long Gilly stays in that manual through those last 4 rollers. His front wheel doesn't even touch the ground, so he's just driving through that back wheel with a 13.6.
It was textbook.
Insane.
So 13.6, let's keep an eye on these times and try and find the fastest time this evening.
And one of the fastest times I think I saw from Gilly was a 13.4 earlier in training. So he has more in the tank. And he does do a smart job of that. You can see here in this replay, on these last few rollers, he just stays on that back wheel so strong through 1, 2, 3 full rollers. And then styling off that last roller. And we're gonna take a look here after this replay at the next race.
Yeah, Gilly's he's looking pretty calm and collected. We're going straight back to the top. The gate is set.
And we have Tyler Waite in that Yeti jersey up against Logan Clark, repping the plain black t-shirt. And for those watching on the TV, they're basically opposite in the gate because when they come back the other way, their names are going to match up in the finish line. So if anyone else was confused at first, not just me, that's why the names are lined up opposite in the gate.
That is a very good point.
And Tyler also had an insane run. He was one of the only other riders this afternoon who went under 4 minutes in the Redemption Downhill. And let's just see him keep thriving. He's going to ride that energy out into only a 0.1 of a second. Super tight in this last straight.
He's ahead.
Oh, and he's been getting some tips from his teammate. He must have done. But just 0.267 differential in that, so
that could go either way.
That could go either way. Logan still has a shot. They're going to re-rack and see if Tyler Waite can defend that 0.23.
So Logan, slightly better start, but then Tyler made up some ground, and having a character chase is often quite handy. If the rider's just in front of you, you work harder, you carry more speed around the back, and then you can come down the finish straight. And Tyler just edged in front, but only just.
Well, it's like you said earlier, when someone's chasing and you got something to chase after, you're going to put in that extra bit of energy, that extra push. So as long as Tyler can stay composed, it's going to be a really tight round 2.
When you see them dropping off that scrubble, it's like they're just disappearing. Okay, the gate is set again. And we might hear a word from Tohoto. Here we go. So Tohoto obviously loves to be competing here in Aotearoa in New Zealand. The Rotorua local, spending a lot of time in Christchurch, a lot of time in Queenstown. He's well known in these parts.
And he's up against a good friend in this round, Sam Blenkinsop, another person quite familiar with the town of Christchurch. So these guys have been racing against each other forever. Many pump track rounds, many dual slalom rounds on the Crankworx World Tour. So this is going to be a fun one to watch between these two.
Yeah, and like we said before, Sam Blenkinsop on the left of your screen. Coming down.
Tohoto with a great start.
He's already a tenth of a second ahead out of the gate.
Oh, and he's looking so strong. A little bit of a tag on one of those rollers for Blinky on the way back.
Oh, I think Blinky's had an issue.
Yeah,
I'd love to see what happened to Blinky there, but 13.7, so really solid time considering Gilly was at 13.6.
Yeah, I think Blinky maybe just went for a double and just tagged the backside of one of those rollers. And because these bikes have no chains on them, it's once you lose that speed, it's gone.
Yeah.
So you're working very hard to get back up to speed. Sorry. So let's keep a look here and see if we can see what happened.
Oh, he just lost his rhythm out of the corner.
And you could see he was doing a bit of a cheeky move there. He knew he was a little off balance coming into that, so he's just done a bit of the whale whip steez. Whoop.
Oh, no suspension on the back of these bikes, so you feel that straight to your feet.
Big time.
Okay, back to the gate.
And we have Seth Stiley and Dan Butterworth in the gate here. You got Dan Butterworth on Ryder's right, Seth Stiley on Ryder's left. Also had a really big result for him, or maybe not a big one, but he was stoked to be up there mixing it in with some of the top riders in the downhill today. And
so,
he goes hard on the pump track as well.
Yeah, let's see how he goes. He is Dan Butterworth's ahead out of the gate.
Oh, and Dan looking so fast out of that corner. Seth styling it out for the multi-roller manual.
13.9, so another sub-14 time for Dan Butterworth. The third rider we've seen to go under that 14-second mark.
And Dan's been in many a Crankworx World Tour pump track final, so it won't be a surprise if you see him work his way up through this bracket into the semis and finals tonight.
Oh, I love the gate start. It's so different from BMX. I mean, it's the same gate. Well, it's a single gate instead of an eight-person gate, but doing it without a chain, like you mentioned before, it's a whole different ballgame.
And it's weird. If you've never been in one of these gates before, you're leaning into this with your whole body weight, when normally you would rely on the chain tension to accelerate out. You're just relying on the shift in body mass to get moving, and it just feels weird to do. So they've mastered this skill, and that's what's making the big difference between a small differential and these huge differentials that we're seeing.
Absolutely. So we're going to have a look at the male bracket here. We just saw these matchups take place with Gilchrist, Waite, Penne, and Butterworth taking those first runs.
And some big differentials in these elite men's heats here.
Yep.
We had a few tighter margins in the women, so we're going to see maybe there's a lane thing. We start to see these stories unfold more and more as things present themselves.
Okay, so the women's bracket as well, we will have a quick look before we get back into run two. As we've seen, max differential for Korsakova, and then Lewis, Gill, and Geordie Scott taking the win in run one.
You're going to want to keep your eyes on, especially heat 2 and 3, where there's a tighter differential, 3/10 of a second, and that's tight racing, so everyone's going to have to stay sharp if they want to move on to the next round. All right, we've got Donna Head up against Sabina Korsakova. A nice clean start from Spina again.
She has been looking flawless this afternoon. She has to stay focused.
Just such strong, deliberate movements through that pumping. There's no wasted energy. She pauses over top of the rollers and then just accelerates down with her arms and her legs. And you can see they're having fun out here.
So that's the combined time of 30 seconds. So that means Sabina Korsakova progresses to the next round which will be the semi-final. Look at her just bringing the bike in as she goes over the stall wall. It's all about using your body as a big shock absorber, your arms and your legs working like a spring, and the timing is your muscles firing as you go over these pumps and different features.
And back up in the gate, we have Winnie Goldberry and Cassie Lewis getting ready to go. Just 0.3 in this one. So Winnie's gonna be looking to claw back that 0.3 of a second.
She needs, what is she, 33 hundredths back? She needs 34 hundredths. So you can win by the tightest margin, but if you're in front, you're in front.
That's right, and you take that confidence into the drop, into that hole shot. When you're feeling good, you know you've got a bit of a buffer, you're a little more relaxed, so that can make all the difference when it's a split-second decision in the gate.
There we go. Oh, so Winnie just not quite getting the start that she was after. She's got the home crowd supporting. Come on, Winnie.
She's pushing hard through to the finish. Up over fast.
Oh, and Cassian takes that one as well, so she will advance to the semi-final. They're just struggling with the fist bump there, but both of them loving it.
And it shows you the energy left after that sprint, you know? Just because you don't have a chain doesn't mean you're not sprinting. You're pushing so hard through every one of those rollers. Your heart rate is maxed out.
So we just saw Cassian there on that starting gate, got the hop into the downslope a little bit better than Winnie did on the left-hand side of your screen.
And it's just that split second. As soon as that gate starts to drop, you're using that momentum. So if you're a fraction off or you hesitate at all, that can make all the difference.
Absolutely, and what some people might not know is these riders sometimes use their rear brake, so when the gate drops, they can push off the back of the bike forwards and hop in. So there's always different sort of techniques when you're doing a gate start without a chain. I'm not an expert.
I'm definitely not an expert.
But no, we'll see all sorts through this evening's racing.
And this is too where a little bit of the background pays off. You know, if you grew up racing BMX or you've done a bunch of pump track racing before, that can really help you in this chainless setup. So we're back up to the top here. We've got Martha Gill in the gate.
Up against Georgia Hennis, the Aussie, and we like to call her a Kiwi, but she is from Great Britain, Martha Gill. Nice hop in, her weight back on the bike, so it accelerates through the rear wheel. These bikes are clearly hardtail bikes, so suspension forks just in the front. Super stiff setup. Martha.
Oh, a little nose tap into the finish from Martha. She's feeling good.
She's comfortably in front. I feel like she's got more in the tank. She's just getting through smoothly.
Yeah, she's smart. She's done this a lot, so she's got a bit of a strategy, right? She's going to continuously find the pace, feel out the track, and start really putting the hammer down when she needs to in these later rounds. The other thing to pay attention to, we've talked a lot about the lack of chain happening from these riders, but the other thing is the tire pressure, and you mentioned their hardtails, so the forks and tires on these bikes are going to be pretty much as firm as the specs will allow for them, right? So,
oh, 100%. You're maxing out your fork pressure. Yeah.
And what kind of tire pressure might we see from some of these riders to keep the best momentum possible?
Honestly, like you sometimes get up to almost road pressures, like 50 or 60 PSI. So yeah, the tires are basically, you don't want any deformation, just enough grip to get through those corners, or that main berm actually, that one corner.
And we're back into the gate here. Ray Morrison and Geordie Scott.
So Geordie with that advantage. Ray has a little bit, well, a decent amount of work to do.
Geordie's got 0.2 out of the hole shot, so that's going to be a tough one for Ray to claw back. And you can see Geordie just so composed, showing her experience
Manuing.
here. Oh, and table
a big whip. Yeah, or a table, just styling it up over the stall wall. 1 second advantage, so that means Geordie Scott will advance, the #2 ranked qualifier, going through into a semi-final.
And it just shows you how much that start can pay off. And what's happened earlier in the day to get this bracket set up is all the riders either competed in a round of 16, and based on your qualifying time, you get racked into the bracket. So we have our first place versus the 8th place, 2nd, 7th, 5th, 3rd, and so on and so on. So
That's a very good point.
your qualifying time has mattered. So these matchups are going to get tighter and tighter as we go. And we have just behind us here the one and only Geordie Scott. How are we feeling out there this evening?
Pretty good. It's a fun track. It's definitely keeping us on our toes, so I'm enjoying it.
Like that you said, keeping us on our toes. How does this compare to some of the World Tour tracks that we've seen on stops in the past?
This is a pretty tough track. It's definitely, I would say, harder than some of the tracks we had last year on the tour, so I'm loving it. It's good practice.
And what makes a pump track harder than others for those watching? Because it looks like a bit of a loop to us on the screen. So can you describe the features that make it easier versus harder?
Yeah, these rollers are pretty peaky and close together, so if you're off on the timing just a tiny bit, your whole run's messed up, and pump track comes down to who makes the least mistakes. So that's what we're trying to do.
Awesome. Well, you're not looking like you've made any mistakes so far, so congratulations. Best of luck in the next round, and awesome work.
Thank you.
Cheers. All right, this is how things have stacked up so far. So we have Korsakova and Lewis going head-to-head in semifinal round 1, and then Geordie Scott and Martha Gill into semifinal round 2. That's probably been a final in the past, so now we're seeing these super tight matchups happening already.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. I think we've got these two heats in the semifinals are going to be almost like small finals. And in the elite men, this is what we're looking at right now. After run 1, we have Gilchrist leading over Fleming. We have Tyler Waite, Tahuto Pene, and Dan Butterworth leading those first runs. And their competitors will be trying to make up time and claw back on run 2 to see who advances to the next round.
And this is the second run for our first quarterfinal heat. We've got Jaden getting a bit of a chuckle on up there. He's getting heckled by some of his friends from the local audience. He's got 1.3 seconds to make up on the current pump track world champ, so that's a tall order. So he's just gonna go, let it all hang out there. And like we heard from Geordie, just try to make as little mistakes as possible. And let's see how they go.
Yeah, great start. I want to say, was Gilchrist behind on the start? Gilly is now in front, but Jaden is giving it everything, and he just can't match Ryan.
And you can see Ryan's acceleration in that last straight, that last third of the course is something special. He's gone all the way down. By that point, you've lost the momentum of the start ramp. So he's just earning all of that speed.
Look at the way he hops into there.
Yeah, sheer power through the legs.
I love watching these slow-mos. Like, look at the front where it was hardly touching the ground. He's just manualing through. The rear of the bike is where you get most of your forward drive.
And it's precision, right? Geordie mentioned that these are peakier rollers, and what she means by that is they're steep and sharp. So in order to guide your back wheel down or both wheels down those rollers, your timing has to be super, super precise. Otherwise, you're going to get a bit of a bobble, and that's a bit like what we saw from Blanky earlier in run number 1.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened to Blanky. We've actually got Ryan here. We're going to have a quick chat with him. Ryan, how are you enjoying this course here in Christchurch?
I made an early call in practice, but I reckon this is the best Crankworx pump track course we've ever done.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, no, they've done a really, really good job. Having a chat with some of the awesome builders here, and they've really put it together. So nice and technical. Corners, like probably the best dirt corner I've ever ridden. Like, yeah, they crushed it.
Amazing.
It's almost vertical, that back corner. Something else that's pretty steep is the stall wall. What's the technique for getting over there? You make it look easy.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like if there's anywhere on the track I need to work on, it's that. Like, the scary thing is you can just Hail Mary it and send it to flat. So, like, when it comes to it, people could be rolling the dice and going very, very deep on that thing.
Yeah, well, you're staying upright and you're making it look easy. So, yeah.
Yeah, amazing work out there, man. The pumping we've seen from you is second to none, so can't wait to see you in the next rounds, and great work so far.
Yeah,
Cheers, boys. Thank you very much.
Back to the gate now. We have another run 2 in our quarterfinals. Tyler Waite on screen right now. Tyler is up against Logan Clark, but Tyler has the advantage. Logan has some work to do.
But just .2 in it, and we've seen people make and break .2, both with amazing starts, just a 1/10 of a second going the direction of Tyler Waite, and he's maintained that by the looks of things into this last straight. Logan playing, hitting some doubles on the way back, and a bit of steez into the finish line for Logan.
You tell me, yeah, Tyler is just making it look easy. He advances through to our semi-final. So we're just hearing it on the commentary behind us. Tyler and Ryan Gilchrist will be going head-to-head. The two teammates on the turquoise bikes. Oh, he's almost gone off course. I think if you cross the peg, you're disqualified or you get a time penalty there. So yeah, he manages to stay in his lane. Here's the steez, hopping over. Beautiful. Unfortunately, steez doesn't get you points. It's not speed and style.
No,
it's pump track.
Speed and style. It's pump track after all. So that's a bonus way to head over the finish. A bit of street cred and for the fans, because what an amazing night we've got on our hands here. And to keep the things rolling, we've got Tahoto and Blanky in the gate with a bit of a bobble on run number 1. Blanky's got that max differential, so he's going to be coming out swinging.
Yeah, Tahoto cleanly off the start, just in front of Blinky. Not bad gate start for Blinky, who doesn't really do much of the BMX riding.
And they're tight. Blinky going deep with an X up to the finish. Just .1 in that, so tight racing, but unfortunately with that bobble in run 1, Blinky couldn't hang on, and that's Tahoto going into the semi-final number 2.
Oh, now we just have one thing left to see. Who is going to make up that second rider in Heat 2 in our semi-final? But right now we're watching on screen Sam Blinkensop, Tahoto Arekipene racing head-to-head right here at the Christchurch Adventure Park. We're really lucky to have the support of the government. MBIE are supporting this event and bringing mountain bike international superstars to our humble Christchurch Ōtautahi region.
Back into the gate. We have our last quarterfinal, Heat 4, with Seth Stiley up against Dan Butterworth. Dan took run number 1 by that max differential with a 1.5 second gap that Seth's going to be looking to make up. A tall order, but let's see how it goes with Seth. And Dan looking strong. Seth hanging on in this second run though. Oh, showing why he's made his way into this quarterfinal.
So not much in it, but Dan will advance with a combined differential from his 2 runs of almost 2 seconds. So there we have it. Dan will be joining Tahoto in that semi-final heat number 2.
And you can see Dan just looking so strong on that first straight, pushing out the back of that first big berm. Like Gilly said, that is maybe the best dirt berm he's ever ridden, which is, he's ridden a few corners in his time. So, I mean, if that's not enough to get you excited, I don't know what is.
What is cool is the pump track is right down here in the village at the Christchurch Adventure Park. So if you're riding here, you can have a play on the pump track you're watching on your screen. You can try and ride it like these guys. You might be better than them. I'm not one to say.
Who knows? Oh, speaking of Mr. Butterworth, how are we? How's it been so far?
Yeah, it's been good, eh? Yeah. Track's pretty deep and techy, but I like it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, having fun.
And we've heard that from a few people that the track's pretty tech. Like, what do you think that's going to mean as we move into the semifinals and then final runs?
Oh, it's just going to mean you're going to need to stay smooth, kind of, because it's so techy. You're getting tired. Well, I'm getting tired at least, but yeah, just going to have to stay smooth, go fast.
And how, like, what's the strategy for you? How do you stay smooth? For the people watching who are just seeing you go loops and loops, like, what does staying smooth mean to you? What's your strategy?
Strategy, I even try and visualize each lap before I do it. Then just try and stay smooth. I don't know.
I love it.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
And that, you can tell that's how natural this is for you. You're looking so good out there. Nice work, mate. Congrats on moving on to the semifinal.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Cheers, boys.
Okay, we're going to have a look at the men's bracket now. So they've done both runs in their quarterfinals, and we have the semi-final matchups locked in with Ryan Gilchrist, Tyler Waite in heat number 1. In heat number 2, we have the Hotopene and Dan Butterworth. Now we're going to have a look at Christchurch and the area surrounding us.
The best thing we grow in Ōtautahi Christchurch? Time and space to play, so you can spend more time doing the things you love and connecting with the things that matter in a city that believes in balance. Grow with us.
Okay, and now we're going to have a look at the women's bracket. The semi-final is upon us.
You can just see this amazing view of this pump track from the overhead. It's right in the center of Christchurch Adventure Park, so you can be getting a slushie from a food truck, and then in 10 meters you can walk up to the track and watch the action. There's not really many better places I've been that you can just ingest amazing mountain bike action. So here we are with the women's elite semi-final round. Korsakova versus Lewis in semi-final heat number 1, and then Martha Gill and Geordie Scott in heat number 2. What do you think? They've all been flying.
Yeah, like we said before, all these 4 riders are, we're going to have our eyes on all of them. Okay, and we're going to go to the top, to the gate start. This is heat 1 in our semi-final for the elite women. Sabina Kasakova up against Cassian Lewis. The times have been scratched to 0 as this is the first run of the semis.
Yeah, clean slate, fresh start for the semi-final round. Both looking good out of the gate there. Sabina with 1/10 of a second on the whole shot.
Oh, she lost a little bit of speed in that corner.
And Cassie looked like she clawed back a bit.
But light work for Sabina as she crosses the line with 0.86 second advantage over Cassian. So 15.7 seconds for a lap, a flying lap of this course for Korsakova.
And you can see on that one from Sabina, even in this overhead shot, that she had a great start, but you have to be consistent throughout the whole track. She was continuously building pace, and especially through these last four rollers over the stall wall, she just picked up momentum throughout that run.
I love the way she comes in that stall and she just compresses her arms, lets the bike come at her.
She almost goes full bottom out at the top. It's crazy.
And that's how you have to do it. You have to absorb as much of that force that's trying to push you up as possible.
100%, like you say, if you don't absorb that force, you're going up. Yeah. And we don't want to go
and then
up.
You're coming down.
Yeah, hard.
It's not the going up that's the issue.
All right.
Okay.
We have the reigning queen of Crankworx, Martha Gill, and a runner-up in the past queen of Crankworx, Geordie Scott. So this is going to be a super tight battle. You can see they're both so relaxed and composed, but on the outside, it doesn't always seem that way behind the goggles.
The goggles are good for hiding a little bit of emotion, but you can see the eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul.
That's why I have these on. All right, they're ready in the gate.
Oh, they're off, I think.
Martha, just slightly.
I'm really excited to see these two ladies head to head as they're
But Geordie catching back up in that first straight, looking so strong.
Oh, Geordie is pulling away from Martha.
Just 0.28, so you saw Martha got the lead out of the gate, and then Geordie, I would say it was that corner, and then that set her up for success where she just had that fraction more momentum. Let's take a look at this replay.
That's a good point, Race. That back corner, the really steep berm that they're just going through now, is a crucial part for the second half of the course.
And it's not dissimilar to the downhill track. If you have that tiny bit of extra, that's gonna set you up to just have a good rhythm through all those rollers into that stall wall.
Absolutely, and now we're going to run 1 for the men's semi-final. Here we are, a little look at our pump track before we look at the bracket. Our first heat, we will see Ryan Gilchrist up against Tyler Wade.
And then our second heat, Tohoto Enrique Penny up against Dan Butterworth. All just natural talents. I loved hearing from Dan. He just, what's your strategy? Well, be smooth. How do you be smooth? I just do it. So it shows you how much this is
come naturally.
all natural, intrinsic feelings for them.
Talking about coming naturally, I don't know if it is Ryan Gilchrist, but he puts in the hard work as well as the natural talent. So that is a combination for obviously a World Championship jersey, but that doesn't mean he's guaranteed to win here this evening.
No, and that was what they've all highlighted. It's a technical pump track. That means if you have the smallest lapse in timing and you catch a back wheel, there's no suspension to save you, and you're going to lose a ton of momentum. And someone like Tyler Wade, his teammate, he knows could give him a run for his money, so he's going to be feeling the nerves as well. That rainbow stripes, as much as it's a confidence builder, it's a burden to bear. Yeah, it's pressure.
It's heavy. You got to carry that.
And he gets a great start though, backing it up, coming into this first corner. Ryan just looking so strong. Tyler looking good. And he just does that huge four-roller manual into the base going
to
deep.
the bottom.
And he's almost taking out the tree.
Nearly. I wonder who's more scared, the tree or Ryan?
I saw the tree jump out of the way. I saw it with my own eyes.
Oh, so yeah, there's definitely some natural talent, but there's definitely a lot of hard mahi that goes in behind the scenes. Ryan Gilchrist putting in hours in the gym.
And Ryan actually has both brakes on his pump track bike, which is a little different to most riders, but that allows him to both lock that front wheel and back wheel in that start gate. So you could see his fingers compressed on the brakes in the gate, and then as he wanted to lead forward, he's not only timing the gate, but the release of that brake into that first roll-in.
Yeah,
and then he
just goes huge on the stall. Tyler with the style. He knows he's probably going to have a max differential, which is what he ended up with.
Oh, look at that tree move.
He's better be careful, because as things get faster and more exciting, you've got to get to the finish line, which is unfortunately after the stall wall.
Well, and I think they've done that on purpose. Yeah, fortunate for us that you have to control the stall wall. So sometimes too fast is a thing we've got to manage.
Ryan seems like he's seen a ghost there, but he just saw a tree at high speed. Back to the top.
Dan Butterworth and Tohoto Enrique Penny. These guys have shared a few pump track matchups in the past on the Crankworx World Tour. Oh, both with great starts.
Not much in it at all. 900th. Tohoto is looking strong.
And you got to
to the bottom.
They love to leave it all out there. It's so amazing to see, even after a full day of downhill racing, they're into the pump track and they're still sending it on their small bikes. Look at Tohoto, unfazed. He's like, oh yeah, I just gapped a flat. No problem.
He might have something to prove. He qualified, I think he qualified second or third in our Redemption downhill, and then he had a flat tire in his race run. So unfortunately he had to roll it home and miss that final run, but he is making up for it right now in the semi-final matchup.
Boom. But Dan hot on his heels, so this is going to be an exciting round two. You can see they're both close into the finish.
I love that angle. That landing angle where you can see the head
slap.
The head banger.
So let's take a look here how things have stacked up after semi-final round one. We had Gilchrist taking the max differential out of Tyler Wade. And then in round number two, a little bit tighter with just 0.586. Tohoto took the lead. So Dan Butterworth's going to be looking to put down a heater and claw that back in run number two.
Absolutely, and let's have a quick look at New Zealand Aotearoa as a destination. So we have just seen Sam Blenkinsop taking us for a beautiful tour of Ototahi Christchurch. He's been out to the beach, he's been through the Bridge of Remembrance, the downtown area, and then he finished up here at the bike park at the beautiful cafe we see behind us. Have you enjoyed your stay here so far, Reese?
Man, it's been amazing. It's only been a couple of days, but the thing I loved about that video is it tells a true story. On your bicycle, you can see everything from some of the world's best street art we found out, some amazing food, amazing coffee, and then you can get straight out to the ocean, do some mountain biking. So all I'm wishing for is a little more time to spend here when we finish up.
We're really lucky to have this event here after the fires last year. We're happy we're back. We've got the community with this beautiful Crankworx happening, but right now it is the Pump Track Challenge here at the Christchurch Adventure Park, and let's look at the women's bracket.
And we saw semi-final run number 1 in Heat 1. Korsakova took a demanding lead in that first round with a 0.8 second lead, and then Martha Gill and Geordie Scott had a tight one with just 0.2 between them, so Martha's gonna look to claw back that time and see if she can push our way into that gold medal final.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that heat number 2 with the close time difference, but right now, this is also exciting. We have the world champion. So Korsakova on the left, Cassian on the right of your screen, as you're looking at it currently.
And that's really one of the amazing things about Crankworx Summer Series is that we've got a local Kiwi up against a Pump Track world champion here in a semi-final. So some of these local riders really getting to show their stuff against the best in the world.
And I'm interested to see if Korsakova goes for a flyer or if she does a safety run.
Yeah, and I don't know if she has a safety run in her, you know? I think she's gonna
She's a born and bred machine.
Yeah, what she's been doing over and over and over again. But Cassian's still keeping her honest into that first big right-hand berm.
So Korsakova's getting a couple of manuals. I saw her manualing 2 sections through those rollers.
And we've seen that from her and from the other world champion, Ryan Gilchrist. When you can stay on that back wheel and push hard through the feet, that's less surface area of your bike that has to touch the ground. So it's more force you can direct into those steeper, peakier rollers. And as we heard from some of the interviews before, this last straight, the rollers are short and sharp. So you can see how quick and abrupt those movements have to be from Korsakova on the left, getting that big manual, driving that extra forward momentum into the finish line.
We're going to go to an interview right now with Sabina Korsakova.
Sabina, how are we doing?
All good, thank you.
I love the new jersey.
Yeah, I love it as well.
Congratulations. How's it feeling out there tonight? How's the track?
It's pretty new to me. I've never raced on the dirt, so, but I love it. It's amazing.
It doesn't look new. You look like a seasoned professional. What's your favorite part of this course?
I would say the back straight, the second straight, because I can do manuals there and I feel faster.
Do you think it's quicker? We see you doing 2 manual sections through there. Is that quicker than pumping through?
I feel so, yeah. For me.
And
Awesome.
anything different in your strategy from the asphalt pump tracks you're more used to riding to this dirt one?
This is harder, I would say. I'm not used to it, but just getting experience. But it's totally different in the bike. I'm used to race on BMX and maybe no chain here.
Yeah, amazing. Well, none of that stuff shows. You're looking so good. Best of luck in the next round.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Well done. Okay, let's have a look at who she's going to be up against. This is run 2 of our other semi-final, and the winner of this will go through to take on Sabina Korsakova in our final.
Oh, and it's neck and neck here into this last straight. Martha and Geordie pushing. Martha is hanging on. It's all about the stall wall. She's sent it to the bottom. Just 4/100ths of a second in that one.
So Geordie advances, but not without a push from Martha Gill. She was not letting her have it easily.
Yeah, and Jordy knew that. She knew there's no way that the reigning queen of Crankworx was going to allow her to just coast into the final round. Hats off to Martha. She put the pressure on Jordy on that one. That was so exciting, that last straight. You can see here in this replay, coming into the big corner, they're neck and neck. There's nothing in it. So it's these last 6 to 8 rollers into the stall wall. And Martha, a tiny bit back, she just sent it. She was like, I'm going for it. And she just stayed into the air all the way to the finish.
Yeah, we have Jordy. We just tracked her down and we're going to have a chat with her now.
And we're here with Jordy again.
Good to see you guys again.
Welcome back. How did that feel? Could you just see Martha in your corner of your eye? Like, what was that last straight experience like?
Yeah, it was fun. It reminded me of my BMX days, getting elbow to elbow, so it was good. I tried a different manual line that time. I don't know if it worked, so I don't know if I'll try that on the next one.
Well, it still got you through to the final. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you nervous to go up against Sabina?
I'm excited. I love racing, and I think it'll be a great race, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're looking so strong out there. I love that you're still trying different lines, even in the semifinals. So is that going to continue into the next rounds, mixing it up, or do you have one in your back pocket? You don't have to tell.
Well, that one I just tried, I was doing earlier in practice. It's just not so good for the rest of the track. It's good for that one spot, so yeah, we'll play it by ear.
We'll keep a close eye on it. Yeah.
All right,
Sweet.
great work. Best of luck in the big final.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
good luck. Well done. Here we have the final matchup bracket for our final and our small final. So we have the gold medal round where the winners and the vice winner will be awarded the gold and silver medal, and then the bronze medal is Martha Gill and Cassian Lewis fighting to get their hands on a medal and their feet on the podium.
And then run number 2 for our elite men's semifinal, Ryan Gilchrist and Tyler Waite. Tyler's got a big task ahead of him on this one, but he's gonna lay it down. And then semifinal run number 2, Tohoto Enrique Penne with a .586 differential. Dan Butterworth does have that in them, so no mistakes can be made for Tohoto. These are gonna be some tight rounds, and can't wait to see what we have for the men's finals.
Yeah. We're gonna go back up to the gate with Ryan Gilchrist on the left, his teammate Tyler Waite on the right-hand side of your screen. Both of our elite male competitors are deadly focused.
They're both on that turquoise Yeti bike, specially built for these pump track events. And Gilchrist,
Ryan.
that manual out of that corner is something we haven't seen from almost anyone else from what I can remember. And even though he had that big differential, he's just gone, oh well,
1.7.
sending it to the bottom anyways.
So a combined time of only 27 seconds for 2 laps of that track.
And you can see quickly times of the day. Ryan and
yeah.
Tohoto both in those top 5, but Ryan with the 3 fastest laps set thus far.
That's a good indicator of things to come.
But it also, it doesn't mean that there's a final answer either, right? When they're both setting tenths of a second times, it's who can put it down on that run. It's not just your fastest lap, because you have to be able to repeat it. And
So we're going to check in with the man himself. Ryan Gilchrist. He's just ducked off.
come back, Ryan.
He's trying to, oh, there he is. He's got his goggles in case there's a dust storm coming at us. Mate, the wind's died off. It's actually quite nice out there. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I'm having a great time. It's nice not getting those facefuls of dust that come over. I think the kids are kicking it up on purpose, but no, the energy here is great. Everyone's frothed, and competition's fierce, fast riding, and the times are getting quicker, so looking forward to more in the finals.
Especially your time's getting quicker. You're not doing any easy runs, mate. You're just going all out for every run. Is that what that's what it looks like? Is that what it feels like?
No, I'm definitely trying to build my pace. I usually like to do that, and it's kind of part of my process is like feeling out the track and just trying to like build and build and build. And I feel like I'm building pretty quickly, but I know that I have to bring my A game against whoever wins this final because two very, very fierce competitors up there.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you build any more, you might be landing in the finish beam. So just be careful for us on that last scrub roller, mate.
Oh man, I'm doing a little bit of that reseller style controlled braking before it.
If you go over the finish beam, it might not count your time.
You want to make sure you get your front wheel in there at least.
Oh, man, amazing work. You're looking so good out there. Can't wait to see you in the final.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So this beautiful drone shot of the course. Look at those huge pine trees. It looks quite open from this angle. When you're standing here under the trees, you feel like you're sort of in the amphitheater.
An amphitheater is such a perfect way to describe it. We've just got the hills containing us in this valley with the pump track as the centerpiece in the middle. Everyone sat up on the jumps, sat up on the hillside around, enjoying this beautiful Christchurch evening here. As we head to the top with Tohoto Enrique Pene up against Dan Butterworth for semifinal run number 2.
Tohoto on the left there, just adjusting his goggles. You'll be able to hear the gate gives a slight warning, and you'll see the riders stand up on their pedals, and then it'll drop randomly, so you don't know, you can't expect it.
When you can actually hear the beeps if you're careful. You can hear that beep, and that beep is almost going to be just as much of an indicator. And Dan actually getting the whole shot on this one, so he's going to give Tohoto a run for his money. Tohoto got a little squirrely out of that corner, so they're neck and neck.
Oh, the triple
manual, triple, whatever it was.
Oh, he almost
just
missed the timing.
Oh,
that was electric run from both Dan Butterworth and Tohoto.
And you could see the urgency from Tohoto. He could see Dan maybe a tiny bit in front of him on the first straight, so he's put the hammer down on that corner, got a little squirrely, and just gone, okay, I need some boost here. And he's done a triple or a quad. It happened so fast we couldn't quite count.
Let's see. Can we get a replay of that manual? It's coming through that back corner. There was a slight mistake, like you said. There. He did so well to hang on to that.
And then one.
So he's
right here.
Manual. So we're going to hear from Tohoto in just a minute as he manuals down that finish straight.
We got one more quick look here at this scrub roller into the finish.
Okay, Tohoto.
We're here.
Mate, you had a little mistake in the back corner there. Can you talk us through it?
Yeah, I was running like 44 PSI and then I just pumped them up to like 55. So I was just coming out too rapid. But yeah.
Too much speed?
Yeah, too much speed, I think.
That's not a bad problem. You held on to it.
Yeah, I just need to keep it smooth and yeah, we'll be on.
It looks like, sorry, after you.
Oh, wicked. And then we saw, could you see, Dan, next to you, it seemed like you added that like 4 or 3 roller manual. Is that something you've been practicing, or did you just know you needed it?
No, I was just doing that for fun, really. Yeah, yeah, that was it.
Well, if you keep having fun out there, I'm sure we're going to see some amazing results, mate. So congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you in the next round.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, boy.
Yeah, man. Good luck. Okay, we're having a look at the men elite bracket here. We're confirming these gold and bronze medal matchups. We have Tohoto up against Ryan Gilchrist, the current world champion. And then fighting for the bronze medal, we have Tyler Waite and Dan Butterworth.
Here we go. We're going to get things underway with the bronze final. So we've got Martha Gill and Cassian Lewis getting G'd up and ready to rock. Martha's probably still buzzing after that last semifinal run where it was just neck and neck, and they're going to be fighting for the bronze.
Yeah, so after the bronze, well, here we have the bronze, and then we will have the gold medal run 1. So this is run 1 of the bronze on our screen right now.
And remembering, every run counts, because there is, just like the downhill, going to be a pump track championship for the Crankworx Series this year. So these riders are still going to be scrappy. Even if it's a bronze medal, they're going to work super hard for that. But even the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th places all matter.
That's a great point. Every point counts. So Martha on the left. Cassian on the right-hand side of your screen.
A great start from Martha. She's not skipped a beat from that last semi-final. Looking super strong into this last straight.
Comes out a bike length ahead. Can she extend it? Smooth over the stall wall.
smooth and a little sideways. She had to do a little bit of a skirt to get around the timing beam without taking it out.
Over half a second of advantage for Martha, so that is going to be comfortable coming into run 2. But it is not over until it is over.
And it started out of the gate there. You could see just half a bike length on those first few rollers, and then by the time she gets out of this 180 corner, Ryan Gilchrist's favorite corner on planet Earth, she's at least a bike length ahead and then continued to extend to the finish.
And I really like it how she caught the downslope of the stall wall, this big wall feature we see here. She compressed that and carried that speed through the finish line.
Yeah, and they are absolutely buzzing after these head-to-head runs. There's something special about racing against somebody. You know, you have to do it over and over and stay super sharp, so they are absolutely pumped out here.
I love the head-to-head racing. It's such a good format. Okay, so we are going to go up for the bronze medal matchup in the male elite finals. We have Tyler Waite on the right-hand side and Dan Butterworth on the left.
And based on those semifinal runs, this is going to be a super tight matchup between these two. They're both great out of the gate, and they both have some pretty sneaky lines in the back half of the track. So let's see how it goes. Oh my goodness, just hundredths of seconds in that straight. So they're going to be side by side into the last.
Look how close it is.
Both comboing manuals.
Is he in?
And he sent it.
Tyler
Just
gets
a tenth of a second.
There's nothing in there. So this is going to go to run 2.
Run 2 is going to have to tell the story. A tenth of a second, like you can see, that's your front half of your front wheel.
Yeah,
so it's nothing.
There's nothing. This could go either way. We're going to have to wait until run 2 to see any hint of how this might play out.
Yeah, they were a whisker of difference out of the start, so all that counted seemed to be this back half, and same neck and neck here. Tyler had that little like seat bounce manual, saved it, boosted into the bottom.
Oh, to the flat.
And he's going to be looking to scrub the top off that stall wall, maybe a little more on the next run so he can get down sooner and break that beam a little bit earlier.
So right now we are watching Pump Track, but we have Slopestyle tomorrow, and we're going to hear from one of the athletes right here in Otutahi, Christchurch.
Hello here. Today, Missy and I are going to check out what Christchurch, New Zealand has to offer. This is my wife, Missy. We got married about a year ago, so today it's only right that I dive straight into the Kiwi lifestyle
and see what her home turf has to offer.
First things first, coffee and breakfast. No one does coffee like New Zealand. All right, now that we're all fueled up, I think it's time for the zip line at the Christchurch Adventure Park.
Let's go.
It just so happens to be the longest zip line in New Zealand. That was pretty sick.
It wouldn't be a proper day out here in Aotearoa without a cruise on the bike.
One sec. I'll be right back. As our day winds down, it's time to grab some drinks, dinner, and catch this beautiful sunset view. No better way to wrap up the day than a quick walk in the ocean.
Okay, here we have the head-to-head for the gold medal finals. Geordie Scott and Sabina Korsakova.
And they've both been looking so strong all night, putting down near flawless runs repeatedly. We heard from Geordie that she's got a couple tricks up her sleeve. She's tried a few different things, and she's frothing for the opportunity to take a shot at the current world champ.
And they're off. Here we go with Sabina that has the advantage out of the gate.
And just a slight advantage, though.
Oh, it's pretty close. It's so close. First time racing on dirt for Korsakova, and just pulled back a lot on the last straight, but it's still within touch.
Within touch, and you can see it, like Geordie said, Robin's racing, she's got a BMX background, she loves being side by side on that straight. It gets her fired up, and you could see that payoff for her there. Just keeping 0.33 in the margin, so it's all gonna be to play for on run number 2.
Let's have a quick look at the replay. So the first straight was pretty much neck and neck.
And it looked like this big roller coming out of the corner. Jordy opted for the manual, and you can see Sabina just kept that front wheel down, and that might have made the difference in that section. They were neck and neck, and if you don't have enough momentum, sometimes the back wheel can actually just get you a tiny bit off balance, and that's where maybe dropping the front wheel in is going to be more beneficial on those bigger, longer rollers.
Yeah, it looks like she got a little bit too far back on one of those manuals, and maybe that's exactly what you're talking about. Lost a little bit of time. But here we go, the gold medal matchup in the male final. Ryan Gilchrist versus Tahuto Arikipene.
And they both have some of the fastest times we've seen on the leaderboard. So the top 5 fastest times, Ryan Gilchrist has the top 3. Tahuto has the 4th and 5th fastest time. They've both been building. Tahuto's added some tire pressure, just getting ready for this race against Ryan.
I love it how he waits until now to pump up his tires.
It's classic Tahuto, isn't it?
I know, but why not?
Yeah, I made a change just into the gold medal round. Why not?
I've got goosebumps, Reese. Here we go. They're
off.
off.
Huge starts from both of them.
Tahuto
got the split. He's got the whole shot, sorry. But Ryan's not going to let him have it that easy. Massive manuals from Gilchrist. You can hear the energy from this crowd. Gilly's boosted. Oh my God! Tahuto goes to the bottom. Did he clear the beam?
I think he got into within the beam. Somehow.
And just .2.
Somehow he broke the beam. I don't know.
Thank goodness it's a sandy landing on the bottom there. He got some cushion, but...
Reese, let's have a look at this, because this is fascinating, whether or not he broke the beam with his rear wheel or his front wheel. That makes a big difference.
Genuinely.
Yeah, look. They're pretty close, Ryan with a bit of an advantage.
And you can see Ryan's doing one of those lines out of that corner where he gets a big manual through that. And look how high Tahuto is.
Oh my goodness.
He's broken it with his back wheel.
He's broken it with his back wheel.
So he actually would have crossed the line even tighter. So if he can get that front wheel down on the next one, there's almost no time in that.
I almost want to tell him. I'm like, I should have said that when we interviewed him last time.
Run over there and go tell him.
I should have said, get the front wheel through the beam.
But to be fair, if his front wheel was down, it would have been
bad.
Yeah, big trouble.
Okay, run 2 in the bronze medal matchup for the women, the elite women, Martha Gill and Cassian Lewis, fighting for the bronze medal and a step on the podium here at the Crankworx Summer Series.
And Martha took out run number 1, looking very composed, very confident. But Cassian's been on it all night. She's trying to make back 0.6 to take that bronze medal. Martha gets the whole shot again, so she's showing her experience, that consistency she has, which has made her the reigning queen of Crankworx at the moment. But she can't let up because Cassian's pushing her straight to the finish.
It's neck and neck. Martha takes it. Martha wins the gold medal. Congratulations.
Bronze medal, bronze medal.
Sorry, the bronze medal. My mistake.
We're too used to Martha winning gold medal.
No, she wins the bronze medal. Fantastic riding. She is in control, calm and collected.
And that's going to be huge for her, right? She's collecting all the points she possibly can from the downhill today into the bronze medal final here at the Christchurch Pump Track Challenge. So she's banking some good points going towards the Queen of Crankworx again to defend her title.
So we're going to hear from Martha in just a minute. It was quite close coming into the stall wall, but Martha had that advantage from run 1. So Martha, congratulations, you've just won the bronze medal.
Thank you.
Did you feel like you had some breathing room after run 1 with a solid deficit, or were you still going all out for that run?
I was feeling confident, yeah, I was feeling good on track, but I mean, anything can happen, so I still had to hold it together. And then I came around the back berm in front, and I just thought, just keep it smooth, don't push too hard to make any mistakes. And she kind of started catching me at the end. I was like, oh, but yeah, stoked.
Oh, you did exactly what you needed to do, and you have got the gold medal and some points for the overall.
Bronze medal.
Oh, sorry.
I wish I had the gold.
He's too used to you winning gold medal.
I keep trying to give you the gold medal. You've got the bronze medal.
Take it.
Congratulations. You've got the points going towards the overall pump track and the overall Queen of Crankworx.
Yeah.
What is the goal for this week? Is it points? Do you want to be on the podium? You've obviously done both here tonight.
I mean, first few events of the season, a super long season, so just have fun, get a few good points in the bank. Yeah, felt like I did well in downhill today, so nice to back that up with a third here. So yeah.
That's awesome. And what's next for you?
Bit of chilling and then road to Rua.
Sweet. Well, good luck.
Well, yeah, amazing work. Congratulations on the bronze medal.
The bronze medal.
We'll see you in Rotorua.
Thanks.
In Rotorua
I'll
for
try
the
and
gold.
get gold next time.
Thank you, Martha. Well done.
Back up to the top with our bronze medal final. Dan Butterworth up against Tyler Waite. And run number 1 was a heater.
And this is the bronze medal.
After we saw
I keep
Tahoto
getting so
and
excited.
Gilchrist, there's too much excitement.
Lucky I've got you to keep me in line, Reese.
That's what I'm here for. So just a 10th of a
so
second in
tight.
this one. So this whole shot's going to make a huge difference, and he's got a 10th, Dan Butterworth. So he's made that back up now. They're neck and neck, but Tyler's clawing it back. And this last straight is insane. He's boosted. He's gone Tahoto to the base. They're going SpaceX into the finish line here, to the moon. It's insane.
Look how close it was after 2 runs. Just under 2 tenths.
That's insane. Oh, man.
Tyler Waite wins the bronze medal. Congratulations, Tyler. Let's have a look.
And Dan actually got the whole shot. So
the time deficit was pretty much nil.
By that first roller.
It was a blank slate.
Clean slate by the first roller.
A blank canvas, yep.
So it was all to play for in here, and you could see Dan pushing so hard that his bike's even stepping out of that big corner on the end. But Tyler did so well. He was so precise on this triple roller into the stall wall that he's boosted his way to the finish line, still managed to throw some style on it, and he's just gassed it, the definition of gassed it to flat there.
Okay, Tyler, congratulations. You've just won the bronze medal. How did it feel on the course here this evening?
I don't know, just having fun all day and then made it to the third round of finals, so yeah, it was good. I was in that last motor then, and I just had to send the stall to flat to go for the win, so yeah, good.
And you won by a really narrow margin. In the downhill earlier, you won by a bigger margin.
Yeah.
What's it like doing 2 events in one day?
Oh, it's so tiring, eh? The downhill's a long track too, so it was good, but yeah, pretty tiring day.
Yeah, so what's on the cards now? A bit of rest and recovery?
Yeah, a bit of rest and recovery, then New Zealand National Champs downhill's on next weekend, so.
Awesome, and will we see you in Rotorua Crankworx as well?
Yeah, I'll be in Rotorua Crankworx, probably doing most of the events there.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, can't wait. Well, congratulations on the bronze.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll see you in Crankworx Rotorua.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Good luck at Nationals.
Thank you.
We are back up to the top for run number 2 of our head-to-head gold medals for these elite women. Oh my goodness. Sabina, Jordy up the top. Sabina's been on fire, and Jordy just channeled. She stepped up to the challenge, and she's kept a close differential with just .333. So Jordy's excited to keep Sabina honest and challenge the Pump Track World Champion.
Here we go.
Let's see
the
it.
final run for the gold medal matchup.
400,000.
so close.
And Jordy keeping the pressure on her, trying to push her to make a mistake. Sabina is such a pro, though.
She almost slipped the pedal, did she?
Sent it huge. She just had to use the back gate to stop herself.
Sabina Korsakova wins the gold medal. Congratulations. In style, too. Sending that stall wall to the moon.
What an amazing run, though. It was a battle all the way from start to finish of both run 1 and run 2. You can see they were very tight on this first straight. This corner making up a huge difference, but almost side by side.
Sabina is so strong on the second straight.
And so precise. You can see every movement is super deliberate. She chooses when to put the front wheel down, chooses when to manual at the back, and you can see that consistency, that precision has just paid off. Bringing her the gold medal here tonight.
That is textbook pump track riding.
Sabina, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Is this your first ever gold medal on a dirt pump track?
Yeah, I've never raced that. Also my first ever Crankworx, so It's awesome.
Well,
Doing it in
congratulations. Doing it absolutely in style. And does this mean we're going to see a bit more of you at future Crankworx rounds?
Yeah, I'm doing Rotorua, but unfortunately I can't do Cairns because I'm graduating this year, so still combining school and sport.
Yeah, we'll let that slide for graduation. So we are super pumped to see you at Rotorua. Any chance we're going to see you later, maybe in one of the Canadian stops?
Yeah, maybe I'll be there. I would love to race more. It's really fun. I was a bit nervous coming here because I didn't know what to expect, but now I know, and it's really fun.
Do you enjoy it here in Christchurch with the tahi?
Yeah, it's lovely here. I love New Zealand. I love Australia. My best countries.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, they look good on you. Congratulations again on the gold medal, and enjoy some relaxation after this.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
Thank you.
And as you can see on screen here, the full results from our Christchurch Pump Track Challenge for the elite women. Wow.
Oh man, my heart is in my mouth right now. That was incredible. Korsakova just looked flawless all evening and dominated. Didn't lose a single run.
And Geordie Scott keeping her honest, but same with Cassian Lewis and Martha Gill with a very heated bronze medal. And now
we have the head-to-head.
The best for last.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
Run 2 of the gold medal matchup for the elite male. We have Tohoto Enrique Pene against Ryan Gilchrist on the blocks, ready to go.
And they both nearly landed on us in the commentary booth over the finish line. And we saw Tohoto cross with his back wheel somehow, which would have taken out half that margin. So this is going to be an insane final. And Tohoto gets the gate.
Tohoto is ahead.
500th of a second, but he's gone inside on the last corner. Oh my goodness.
Ryan Gilchrist.
And we'll have a quick look on the replay.
Gold medal. Heartbreak for Tohoto.
Ah, bro.
But that just shows you how hard he was pushing. And all that's happened, he's gapped into that corner and just landed a tiny bit inside. So he wasn't quite able to set up how he needed for that corner and lost his speed for that last straight.
So Ryan Gilchrist takes the gold medal. Tohoto with the silver. But let's look closely at this corner.
He come in so hot that he just ended up that tiny bit inside.
And that's what happens when you're putting everything on the line, all the force into the pedals. Sometimes your direction is a little bit offline.
And that's it, just a tiny bit inside, which set him up. Again, inside for that corner. Bummer for Tohoto, but amazing run from our man, the Pump Track World Champion, Ryan Gilchrist, the reigning king of Crankworx, showing us why he got the crown last year. We're here with Ryan. Buddy, congratulations. How was that battle with Tohoto? Sorry, talk us through it.
It always seems to happen, hey. It's always Tohoto. And it always makes me bring my A game, and he's just a sleeper build the whole way through those rounds. And I mean, not a sleeper build, he's winning, but he just puts up these insane times last minute. I don't actually know what happened to him. He had the edge on me going into that first corner, well, the only corner, but coming into that final stall wall, I couldn't see him either next to me or in front of me, so knew I didn't have to send it to flat because if he was there, I would have.
And did your ankles thank you for that?
Oh, for sure. I'm glad I'm through it, but yeah, it's always a bummer to, have him make a mistake because it's always electric racing with him. So yeah, one pump track race of the year done and many more to come, and a whole lot of stressing and a whole lot of jitters that are going to be coming my way.
Yeah, man, amazing work. And what's on the cards for you for the next little bit before Crankworx Rotorua?
So I'm actually flying home. Jared's got me doing a marathon cross-country race.
Obviously.
It's a bit rude.
That's a Jared move.
It is a Jared move. Yeah, you're watching this, Jared. You're doing that to me.
Shout out.
But yeah, shout out to Yeti Cycles supporting me all the way to the rainbow and then into the Crankworx. And yeah, Christchurch put on a good event. Shout out. Yep.
What a good way to start your season with the gold medal in the Crankworx. And we'll see you at some more Crankworx events coming up.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll be hitting the whole Crankworx World Tour. It's always such an amazing vibe. And even, especially when I'm able to get my mum, my dad, my girlfriend able to come to the races, and it's such an awesome spectator spectacle
That's it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little
You're
bit
putting on the
lost for words here.
Spectator spectacle. We're also lost for words because of what amazing display you've just put on. Congratulations, man. Another pump track win for you. We can't wait to see how you go.
Thank you,
Defending
Reese.
your
Well done, mate.
Crankworx,
Awesome.
Thank
King
you
of
guys.
Crankworx
Love you guys a
title.
lot. You.
Cheers, Ryan.
Well done.
And here's a quick look at the final results from the Men's Elite Christchurch Pump Track Challenge. Ryan Gilchrist taking the win. Tahoto Enrique Penny taking second place with just the tightest racing we've seen. And then Tyler Waite taking the bronze up against runner-up Dan Butterworth.
Okay, so that is the day of racing done here, and we just finished the Crankworx Pump Track Challenge here in Christchurch for the Summer Series, and we had the gold medal won in the female by Sabina Korsakova, and we just heard from Ryan Gilchrist before. He took out the gold medal in the men's race. It's been an electric pump track session. How's it been for you, Reese? You
Mate,
calmed down yet?
I haven't calmed down. It's been so exciting, and you know, this Crankworx Summer Series event, it was supposed to be a bit of a taster, but it's just exceeded expectations here at Christchurch Adventure Park. We had an amazing crowd, we had amazing athletes, and super tight racing. So I don't think we could have asked for anything more. So a huge thank you to the community of Christchurch for having us here, and a big thank you to the New Zealand government for supporting these types of events so we can continue to have them here in Christchurch in New Zealand.
Absolutely, yeah, MBIE looking after us, making these events come here, and tomorrow, right here at the Christchurch Adventure Park, we will have the Slopestyle. It's going off tomorrow morning. Here's a course preview.
You can see Toby and Caden here running us through the track. This is basically like a double S, this whole track. So they drop in, they do a big hip jump, big step down into this mega trick booter, another left-handed hip, small step down into the final trick jump.
It looks like so much fun. I wish I could do big jumps.
Yeah, it looks insane. And there was a little bit of a delay because of the wind, so all of our riders are going to make it into the final tomorrow, and it's going to be an amazing, amazing day. Don't forget to follow all of the Crankworx Summer Series events on Instagram. Charlie, thanks so much for having me in your hometown. It's been amazing, and man, what a day.
Thanks for having me. We'll see you tomorrow at the Slopestyle.
Thank you, everyone.
Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, the beast back, adrenaline